What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. We're just days away from this year's annual Backlash pay-per-view, where we'll be getting the greatest match ever. The Universal and WWE Championship are on the line, not to mention some other exciting matches. But who will be the victor in each match? Well, join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at our predictions for Backlash 2020. Now just keep in mind, this was recorded today on Wednesday, and so far there haven't been any other matches announced, but that could change come Friday Night SmackDown. We predict that a Raw Tag Team Championship match between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders should be announced, as well as the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line as well, but we'll just have to wait and see. For the time being, let's look at the predictions for the matches that have been announced. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 1. Jeff Hardy vs Sheamus. Jeff's return to the WWE after his return from a lengthy injury as well as an arrest for driving under the influence has been treated with much fanfare, with the WWE promoting Jeff's past glory and a candid interview with Brother Nero vowing to have one last great run in the company. Naturally, heel Sheamus didn't take kindly to all the attention paid to Jeff, particularly given Jeff's penchant for personal demons sidelining his career time after time. Now, what's unusual about this storyline is that Sheamus isn't completely wrong in his misgivings about Jeff and the way he's been treated as a golden boy. The charismatic enigma has received countless opportunities with the WWE and outside of it, blowing them due to his penchant for rock and rolling all night and partying every day. It's understandable that a younger wrestler, not that Sheamus is a rookie, but might be tired of Hardy getting repeated second chances at the top, robbing wrestlers with no track record of substance abuse problems but being denied the opportunity. Indeed, this is a potentially complex storyline as Sheamus could easily be the babyface, but like most storylines, the WWE has taken the easy route and paired Sheamus as a heel consumed by jealousy, justified or not. Not only is Sheamus jealous, but it's possible he let the Green Eye Monster take things to a new level, a criminal level, perhaps even being behind Hardy's frame-up for driving under the influence and running over Elias. While Sheamus' role in this remains to be seen, Sheamus is looking to take Hardy out of the picture, hence this matchup. The WWE is clearly looking to give Hardy a push, as well as hoping to lock Hardy down with a long contract, so look for Jeff to get the Duke here. They could easily stretch this one out into one or more pay-per-view matches, particularly with Extreme Rules as stipulation matches creating some potentially action-packed matches between the two, but it'd be better to have Sheamus steal a win. Now in the WWE, Sheamus will count the lights and force a rematch some other way, perhaps with the SmackDown hacker revealing the Celtic Warrior as the man who set up Hardy and took out Elias. But our prediction? Jeff Hardy defeats Sheamus. Number 2. The United States Championship match between champion Apollo Crews versus Andrade, who's with Zelina Vega. Apollo Crews' long and challenging road to the US Championship makes for a great story and has created the potential to elevate Crews' career. Crews has all the components a wrestler needs except one: Vince McMahon's approval. Now, Apollo has several victories over Andrade, including his US Championship win, and while you never know with Vince McMahon, it appears Crews is getting a push. That is at least until Vince changes his mind, so look for Crews to get the win. This should be one of the highlights on the show in terms of match quality, as Crews and Andrade can go, and they have a terrific chemistry in the ring. This match could also involve some furthering of the brewing rivalry between Zelina Vega's two clients, Angel Garza and Andrade. Andrade stole a win from Garza on the 8th June Raw to earn this title match, and the Lethal Lothario was none too happy with Andrade's actions. Could we see Garza show up to lend a helping hand to Andrade, only for his interference to backfire, costing Andrade the match? And don't rule this one out, as the WWE has tired of jobbing Humberto Carrillo out to Andrade and Garza, and the two superstars could start a furious feud of their own. But our prediction? Apollo Crews retains the US Championship. Number 3. A triple threat match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship between champions Bayley and Sasha Banks versus the IIconics and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. While this match features the top 3 women's tag teams in the WWE, the reality is that this one is all about the build-up for Sasha vs Bayley, another reminder of where the women's tag titles rank in the grand scheme of things. This should be an excellent match, as all 3 teams have worked together for a long time, as well as with each other, and have the talent to put on a tag team classic. With Bayley holding the SmackDown Women's Championship, there's zero need for her and Banks to hold the belts other than for them losing the belts to fuel their inevitable split and subsequent feud. It is an unwise way to book your tag team division, but then again, the WWE's women's tag team division isn't much to begin with. I mean, all these three teams are the division itself. Now, the IIconics should win, and at some point they will, but look for Bayley and Banks to retain. The scary part about this match is that the WWE has teased splitting up the IIconics and hinted at Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross parting ways. If that happens, the WWE might as well scrap their tag team division altogether. But our prediction, Bayley and Sasha Banks retain the Women's Tag Team Championships. After all, they just won the belts on this week's episode of SmackDown. Number 4, the Raw Women's Championship match between champion Asuka and Nia Jax. As we pointed out, Nia Jax is lucky to have a job in the WWE, let alone get a Raw Women's Championship match, given her propensity for pummeling opponents due to her clumsiness and or apathy about her opponent's safety. We'll skip a seminar on Jax's dangerous doings in the ring, as it's been done to death, but this match should be as good as Asuka is capable of working with any type of opponent, even a careless giant like Nia Jax. Like most of the title matches on the show, there is no doubt who will walk out with the title. The only question here is whether Asuka will walk out without an injury. Look for Jax to pummel Asuka, or for the Empress of Tomorrow to hold out until she's able to get the Asuka lock on her and get the win. Our prediction, Asuka retains the Raw Women's Championship. Number 5, Randy Orton vs Edge in the greatest wrestling match ever. The WWE's desperation to bump ratings on Raw by continuing a feud that was settled at WrestleMania has led to a terrible situation not only for the WWE but for Edge and Randy Orton. Weeks of building this matchup as the greatest wrestling match ever is just downright stupid, not only because it's setting the bar too high to meet, but because wrestling fans have a myriad of opinions on what makes a match great compared to another match. Despite the horrendous hype, you can be certain that Orton and Edge will put in a solid effort, hoping to over-deliver in the ring. With any luck, Orton and Edge won't turn this into an endurance challenge for the fans like their 36-minute snooze fest at WrestleMania. There's a very real possibility for whoever books this to think that the match will have to run long in order for it to live up to the hype. Edge himself has said the WWE went too far with its hype, but at this point there's no looking back. Look for Orton to get a tainted win, but a win nonetheless, setting things up for a rubber match at SummerSlam. Our prediction, Randy Orton defeats Edge. Number 6, the WWE Championship match between champion Drew McIntyre vs Bobby Lashley with MVP. This match is the only one on the card with any type of intrigue, largely because there's the very real possibility that Bobby Lashley will defeat McIntyre for the belt he just won at WrestleMania 36. Although there's been numerous reports about McIntyre being built up as a long-term champion, and you'd think so based on his strong performance against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania as well as the build-up, nevertheless, Lashley has been getting a huge push, particularly with the addition of MVP as his manager, and the WWE dismissing the comedy elements inherent in Lashley's kayfabe wedding with Lana. While the WWE is saying there's no chance of Brock Lesnar clashing with Lashley at SummerSlam, that could be the typical WWE smoke and mirrors to make the match a surprise. On one hand, there's no need for Lashley to win the title, as Lashley vs Lesnar match could be a big match, even without the title. On the other hand, Lashley can't lose against McIntyre, or any match with Lesnar will look like just another match. Now you may think that this is silly, but we think that Lashley will defeat McIntyre, setting the stage for a big money match against Lesnar at SummerSlam. Expect MVP to interfere in the match in some capacity, keeping McIntyre looking somewhat strong and losing, but still putting Lashley over. If the Beast versus the Almighty does happen, and we think it will, we can only hope Lesnar goes over at SummerSlam rather than putting the belt back on Lesnar for his usual disappearing act. The only thing that could keep Lesnar vs Lashley from happening at SummerSlam would be if the WWE is unable to run a show with fans present. Lashley vs Lesnar is simply too good to run in an empty arena. And finally, the handicap match for the Universal Championship as champion Braun Strowman takes on Miz and Morrison. Now we say this one for last because we think that there's going to be something big at the end of this. Now, looking at Backlash, you can't help but come away feeling this is a filler show with the WWE looking to prolong angles without anything of substance happening. In this case, the Miz and Morrison are Braun Strowman's latest victims to bide time until the arrival of The Fiend. But while it's pretty obvious that Braun Strowman will dispatch both Miz and Morrison with relative ease, as why would WWE be insane enough to put the belt on two people, perhaps this is much more. perhaps a Miz and Morrison will do quite a number on Braun Strowman, at least making him tired before he's defeated them. After Strowman wins and he's barely there, we then get Otis's music. Yes, a cash-in at Backlash. How insane would that be? Otis comes out, gives him a few punches, and hits the caterpillar elbow drop, gets the 1-2-3, and then wins the championship. Hey look, if anything has told us about the WWE over the years, is that it can be completely unpredictable at times, and this is certainly one way to end a more or less predictable pay-per-view. What do you think? Otis as Universal Champion in 2020. After all, Vince has been said to be high on him, so anything could happen. But let us know your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.